Okay, so let's discuss layered backgrounds, or it's also called parallax. So the first thing you need is the layers, of course, that are sprites. Um, and these sprites need to be loopable, so you can place two next to each other like that. So they need to be loopable on the x axis, like these are. So you can see in my scene I have 5 layers, and to repeat them, I change the draw mode here in the sprite from simple to tiled, so that way I can repeat that texture. And I do this for each layer, and each layer has its own order in layer. So I can some layers are on top of on others. So the furthest away is layer 1, and then layer 2 is in top of that, on top of that, layer 3 is on top of that, and so on. So let's look at the scene. Let me play the scene. Okay. So I'll just drag the camera around. Okay. As you can see in the game scene that some layers move slower and some layers move faster. Okay. You see. So this method that I use here works for backgrounds with a certain size, a certain limited size. You see, this is limited, it's not infinite. So if you're looking for a tutorial for infinite backgrounds, you should check someone else. But if you have this, you have a limited background, the size is limited. Let me show the script. So each layer has this script. So what this script will do is will make it will make the layer, the specific layer, move faster than the camera is. So on the fifth layer here, I have no script. So in other words, that means this layer will move at the speed of the camera. Okay. So let's look at the script here. We have a a float starting position x. So with this one, we'll save the starting position, but only the x-axis. We have the camera transform, because we'll move relative to the camera position, and then the move speed will represent how fast those layers move. So here in the start, we get the starting position, only the x, and then this float here in the update distance will represent how fast this layer is moving. And you see that this is dependent on the x position of the camera. So we take that x position and multiply it by some move speed. And then we just move that layer in here. So the position becomes a new vector 3. So on the y and the z, we maintain the position, and we only move it on the x-axis. So the starting position plus that distance that we calculated here. Okay. And you have to play with these values. These are not optimized. And from what I saw on a tutorial, you must choose a value between 0 and 1, because if it is 0, the move speed, you see, if it is 0 here, that move speed, then whatever this value is here multiplied by that move speed, which is 0, will be also 0. And that means here, when we update the position, it will this value will be 0. So in other words, it will move with the camera. So I guess that it for layered backgrounds.